just like the election count in Florida. We gave it to Todd Bodine in turn 3, gave it to McMurray in turn 4. Bodine ends up winning it by a hanging Chad or whatever. Matt Yoakum.
And Todd Bodine climbs out and let the liquid shower commence. This is a huge, huge win. No sponsors on this race car. And it's a Bodine in the mosh pit. We almost lost you. You went back on the other side. Tell us about that final lap.
Well, first I got to apologize to Jamie and James Finch and your whole crew. I didn't want to race that way. He got up outside of me and I was loose, and he got me stuck around and hit the back end. I hate that. It was, man, I knew he was coming. I saw him coming behind the 10. I was trying to not burn the tires off, but this Chevy Monte Carlo was awesome all day. We got a little loose when Scott ran me down past us. We were getting a little loose right there, but we had enough for the end.
Now, what is it about you and these great finishes? Your last one in Kentucky, a thriller there too.
Yeah.
Trying to kill me. Trying to kill you?
You're trying to kill me. Yeah, I'll tell you. We have a flair for the dramatic, I guess. But one thing I want to do is say hi to my pumpkin at home and Lynn. She said I was going to win today. I won, Ashlyn.
Big, big win. No sponsor. They're trying to keep this team together. A big hunk from Tony Liberati. And the celebration commences.
Stanley Herzog and Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson own that car, and they're funding it. They got their money's worth today. We'll be right back. For the second day in a row, a good old-fashioned Donnybrook at the finish in Darlington.
Yeah, yesterday was a little more orchestrated, I felt. Today was a little bit more chaotic. I mean, that last lap coming off turn 4, if McMurray had been that much further ahead, I mean, if he had been a foot ahead, Todd Bodine would have been in the wall. McMurray would have shot through there and won the race. But if.
So we'll add chaos theory to vortex theory.
It's all in there together, yeah. We're going to write a book one of these days.
I tell you, got to give a call to Steve Plattenberger, the crew chief for Stacy Compton in that 59 car. You know, I think it was obvious with about 10 to go he were not going to be able to hold that group off, and he was going to have more laps than he needed, but ends up 4th. And I think right now Steve Burns is with the man that did finish 2nd, Jamie McMurray.
And Jamie just walked out of the care center and said, that had to be cool looking. Well, for us it was. How about from where you were sitting?
Well, I thought we were done when we went into 3, and he got a little loose, had such a good run on the top side, and I think he cut my left rear tire down is what caused me to spin. I mean, he didn't get into me that hard. It just, when the tire went down, I pretty much lost control. And they're asking me if I was all right, and I was like, did I win? Because I had no clue if I won or not. There's so much smoke. But, man, what a day. Just really want to take time to thank all of the Yellow employees and their customers. Really good opportunity that James and this whole team gave me, and it's so much fun to be able to come out and be able to run up front every week.
Well, we want to thank you for a great show. Thanks. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Steve, for the first time this season, Scott Riggs scores a top 5 finish. What were you thinking when you came off turn 4 and saw all the smoke and the car spinning?
Well, I didn't know which way Jamie was going. I could see Todd was going straight. I saw Jamie go down. I didn't know if he was going back up or not. So that was pretty hairy. I just got back in the gas and tried to hope and pray the man upstairs was watching after me. But, you know, I was hoping they'd do that a lap before so we could have a shot at him. Had a great race car. Doug Randolph gave me a great car here, and man, the guys did an awesome job in the pits. Every time we came out of the pits, we gained anywhere from 5 to 6 positions every time, and man, that was awesome. So hats off to those guys. They're the ones that got us here. Everybody on Nesquik Ford Tours has been doing a good job this year. We just had things that get us a lap down early in the race, and we just couldn't ever get back on it. So you know, this is a good look at things to come this year with us. I think all the chemistry's there and everything's working right. We just have a little luck.
Riggs scores his best finish of the year and best here at Darlington, a 3rd. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. I think the big winners today were the fans, the folks that have sat here this weekend in the kind of weather we've seen most of the season so far. Lousy, rainy, cold, dreary weather, but they couldn't have asked for the action to be any hotter and more exciting.
Oh, no. Yesterday was just unbelievable. I mean, in my 30 years of coming here, that yesterday was the greatest finish I've seen at any racetrack in a long time. Today was a little bit of a surprise. I think I was a lot like McMurray. I said, you know, when he come off the 2 over there, he's done. Knew he'd make a run at Todd, but had no idea that did come across the finish line backwards, sideways, whatever they were doing. But, hey, buddy, you still got that Prozac that I talked to you about a few weeks ago?
And you know we're going to Bristol, so we may ought to start taking it today.
I'm going to get started on mine this week.
But, you know, a couple of kids that I want to give a good call to, because when you come to Darlington and you see kids, rookies, you say, will they make it to the end? But I want to give a call to Brian Vickers in that 5 car, and Casey Kane in the 38 finished 6th and 7th, and their race cars are pretty clean. I mean, they look good, and they beat the Lady in Black, the track too tough to tame today.
Yeah, they did, and it was a fun race. A lot of good guys. A lot of guys had good finishes.
And we'll be back to Darlington after this. Welcome back to Darlington. 2 great days, 2 great finishes.
Oh, yeah, this right here. They're come to the line right here. Don't know which one of them's going to win. They almost wrecked down here past the start-finish line. I got to tell you, that's got to be no more than an inch, and that's all Ricky Craven led all day. Now, these 2 cats, this was a surprise. I mean, they're coming down into turn 3. Todd looks like he's pretty well in the driver's seat. McMurray gets a huge run, and, of course, McMurray ends up in the fence. But you know what? They can just take those old cars on to Bristol, because they're going to look like that again next week. Some of the best racing you'll ever see, some of the wildest racing you'll ever see. I don't know how we could have any better finishes, though.
And Saturday, you'll see it here on FX, the NASCAR Busch Series and Winston Cup final practice. Then on Sunday, NASCAR This Morning on Fox Sports Net and the Winston Cup Series from Bristol on Fox. We'll be back to wrap things up from Darlington after this. A thrilling finish at Darlington, but it almost didn't turn out that way. Steve Burns.
With Johnny Sauter, all things considered, a great weekend. Finished in the top 5 after flattening the right side in practice.
Yeah, it definitely was a good day for us. Those guys did a great job on that payday car, getting that thing fixed after happy hour. And we tested here. I hit down in 3 and 4, happy hour down in 1 and 2, and we all figured that I had my Darlington stripes out of the way for the day. But all in all, good run for the Owners' Championship for Richard Childress, and good points day for me as well.
We'll see you at Bristol. Good job, Johnny. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
4th place for Stacy Compton, but what about what could have been?
2 laps short. You know, great call by the guys with Kingsford Johnsonville Chevrolet. We, man, I thought we was going to win it, but we knew that they were gaining a bunch of time on us. But that's Darlington, you know, and that's wore-out tires. We had to take a chance on it, and we knew we was going to be close on fuel, but our car just wouldn't run on new tires, and we needed everybody to stay out, and I think we would have been better, but it was a good call. I mean, I thought we were going to win it. I didn't think they was going to catch us. I was hoping they'd get to battling each other and maybe get caught up in lap traffic, and we could have snuck one away. But great call. I mean, it was a brave call, but at this point we didn't have anything to lose. You know, we were going to finish 10th, or we were going to take a chance on winning it. And with the luck we've had the last few weeks, we figured we needed a little something to go our way. So good call. I was happy with the call. I was screaming at the end of the race because the car was all over the place with wore-out tires. But it was a good call. You know, coming away with the top 5, we needed that.
4th. Mike?
Thank you, sir.
Stacy Compton, who nearly came home a winner. Well, Todd Bodine and Jamie McMurray finished 1-2, and they're 1-2 in the points.
You know, Mike, every time at this Busch Series, people move on to the Winston Cup or whatever, you start saying, who's going to carry the sport? Hank Parker Jr., Brian Vickers, Casey Kane. Look on back a little further, Bobby Hamilton Jr. You got Chad Blount down here and Regan Smith. I mean, there are a bunch of young kids out here that are doing a pretty darn good job, especially when you think about them being here at the Old Lady.
But I tell you, that was a good run for Hank Parker Jr. And a lot like Todd Bodine, I think that group, I can't believe somebody don't jump on there and sponsor that race car. I can't believe someone don't give Hank Parker Jr. a full-time Busch ride.
Yeah, Hank had a great finish, coming home 6th today. And I want to take just a second to mention Chris Bingham and his car owner, Jay Robinson. They put the name of Tim Hayes on the hood of their car today, the paramedic who was injured while helping a stranded motorist in a crash on I-77 up near where a lot of these teams are based in Mooresville, and they're trying to raise some money to help with Tim's recovery. Nice thing to do.
And I'm going to tell Stevie, Sarah, and Jessica, I will be home in time for supper.
Are we going to finally leave Darlington?
We're finally going to get out. I was afraid it was going to rain today, and we'd have to stay again tomorrow, honey.
Well, I want to get home, see Gay and Scott and Katie, but I don't want to leave here. I want to race here next week.
Well, if we could have racing like this every time we were, I'd just hang around for another one tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, the margin of victory both days, just a little over 0.3 of a second.
What do you think we can do tomorrow with the rental cars?
I don't know, but I bet I could get under you and wreck you coming off the floor.
Y'all go ahead and do that. I'm going to sit back here in third and watch y'all wreck each other before you get to the start-finish line.
Oh, a typical crew chief.
That's right.
Told you so. I told you.
Yeah. Will it crank? So long from Darlington.